Hi, Tom. This is just a little recording to just kind of get you familiar with the argumentative that's on the class page. Just wanted to make sure that you had the right topics. So I've been kind of breaking the packet down into different days, but if you go to the topic board and you click on Unit 5 and 6, go down to argumentative packet, and I have the entire thing page by page just as a digital version. So here are the categories that you can choose from. And as you keep going down, it kind of gives you some of the directions and the requirements, expectations. As you follow through, you can see I have a sample one from last year, and it's very, very thorough as far as starting with a con and then a pro. And then finally, after that, you have the chart where you would put some of your sources in. So I did, basically what I did here was pop culture, the previous sample above. I just showed how you could put in things from the articles because you might use these as evidence. Then I have a chart here where you would paste in the citations, and I'll show you that in a minute. And finally, at the end, here's an outline just to show me basically with the outline, I want to see your working thesis, that it will start with an although. So although pop culture has its benefits, that's the side she disagreed with. She had more evidence to say it can be super harmful to the youth in society. And so with that, your first body paragraph will be about how it has benefits. Once you talk about the con, you only talk about it once and then you never come back to it. Okay, after that, then this is the rubric to go along with it. And we're going to be going through this a little bit today in class, but on Monday, we're going to be doing a peer review. And if you're not done by that time, that's okay, but I want to make sure that you do this one the correct way. Okay, so how do we get to those pieces? And it tells you on the information at the bottom here, but I'll just go through it piece by piece. So you want to go to your on campus and you go to resources, and then you're going to want to choose the library. And on the right side, we have different databases. We are going to use what's called SIRS. Right here, they have the username and password for you to get in. So just click this. Okay. Now, it's a little confusing at the beginning. I don't want you to go to trending topics. I want you to go all the way to the bottom. And if I go back to the topics here, so let's do, should marijuana be legalized? A couple of students are doing that one. Okay, so after the topic, you look at where it's found. It's in crime and punishment. So I kind of went down in order. So if I go back, business, civil rights, communication, crime and punishment. Some are from this category, but this one happens to be crime and punishment. And then after crime and punishment, you would look for marijuana legalization. Okay, so crime and punishment, I click that, marijuana legalization. So what you get then is two different viewpoints, okay, on each side. So the marijuana industry would boost the economy, and its continued criminalization hurts communities of color. So I have a student that is writing about legalizing it because it would bring money to the states. He's also talking about the fact that it can be used for medicinal purposes. The other side, I have another student who's writing about, she thinks that it should not be legal. So she's basically saying it's like a gateway drug and it can, increase mental illness. So you would look at each side. There are 3 articles for each side. However, when you click here, you will find hundreds more. And I know it's a lot, but what I like to do is just sort of look at the title and just kind of scan the summary. Okay. So you can just go down. Some will be for one side, some will be for the other. Okay. So you can go on and on and on. And most students just sort of, I will admit, they sort of take some at the very top. But you do want to read that summary. Okay. So I'm going to go back. Let's say, I don't know, let's say I choose this article. So you're going to go through and read the summary, look through. Can you find anything that sets up your points? If you want to talk about it bringing a boost to the economy, you might find something as far as, revenue that it brings to the states, how much money. But regardless of what you find, if you like this, you have 2 things that you can do. One, you can save it to your cloud. That way you know that you have it. The next thing to do is I would click this cite button. What happens there is you can take this now and copy it. And you can go back to your packet and make sure you make a copy of this so you can type on it. And you can go to the table here and you can paste it here so that you don't lose it, because you will need this later on for your works cited. Then you can always go back in there, you can click on and go back in, and you can find different examples or evidence that you can use, and that can be used as evidence. So make sure you do that. So you just go back here, go in and copy it. Okay. I think for you right now to just find the topic first and then find what side you would agree or disagree with. That's probably the most important point right now, is to find that topic and to say, okay, if my subject, whatever your subject is, pop culture she had, what's your topic? Is pop culture harmful to society? She said yes. Whatever you agree with based on this question, that's the side that you're going to write 2 body paragraphs about. The side that you disagree with, you only write 1 body paragraph. Now, whatever you choose, and let's go to late-term abortions. Okay, that's kind of a big one. For me, late-term abortions would be like aborting a baby after, during the 8th or 9th month. Me personally, I am there. No one can convince me, not any way, shape, or form, that it should be legal. As a Christian, I just don't believe that. So I would say they should not be allowed. And so I would be writing 2 pro paragraphs to back up my point as to why they are wrong, why I believe that. However, in an argumentative, you always, always, always have to state the other side. Regardless of whether you agree or disagree, you have to acknowledge that there is another side. And so if I were doing this topic, I would have to write my con paragraph would be, there are some people that believe that it should be allowed, and I still have to acknowledge that. And that's part of debating and arguing. Okay, so take a look at this packet, make a copy of it. The other thing, and I'm noticing my page number is not up here, but in your comp book, this comes out of chapter 6 in your book. And so chapter 6 goes along basically with this. It's pages 225 through 237, I believe. 236. There's different ways to write an argumentative. We are simply doing 1 con and 2 pros. Okay, so um, go ahead and take a look at this, see what you can come up with. Make sure you always look at my sample essay, and then we'll talk about adding the intro. The intro, we talked yesterday about maybe starting with a story and funneling down to the thesis. But if I can get you to get at least the body paragraphs, a good start on that, then we can talk about the intro and the conclusion. Okay, so I'll upload this video and share it with you. If you have any questions, just send me an email, and I'm hoping to get these right before the Christmas break, but our semester doesn't end until January 15th, so I'm pretty lenient with as far as things getting in and getting done. As long as it's done first week of January, um, I just want to be able to get those things corrected. Okay, have a great day. I'll hopefully hear from you soon. Bye.